I was having a debatable conversation recently with a few friends about openly bisexual men only dating men and straight women not wanting to date bisexual men. The idea that openly bisexual men only date men is more of a common perception or stereotype than a universal truth. It's not accurate for all bisexual men, but it's worth exploring why this perception exists and why it may feel true in some social contexts. When bisexual men date women, society often sees them as straight. Their bisexuality is invisible. When they date men, their bisexuality can be misread as being gay. So people notice more when they date men. This creates a skewed perception. You see more bisexual men dating men because their relationships with women don't appear different from straight relationships. Not all bisexual men only date men, but because of visibility bias, social dynamics, and biphobia, it might appear that way from the outside. Bisexuality is a legitimate orientation, and patterns of dating don't invalidate someone's identity. But let's unpack this and talk more about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Dante, and I'm back at it again with another video. Now, before we get into everything, I would like to verbally thank you guys for getting my channel to 22,000 subscribers. I can't appreciate y'all enough. Now, as you guys can see by the title today, we're talking about why do bisexual men usually only date men, right? Now, when it comes to bisexual men, I love talking about bisexual men. I have a video talking about it if y'all want to go check that out. It's called Why Do We Hate Bisexual Men So Much? The video did pretty good. Now, shout out to Random Talks. I love her so much. I love her content. But she did a video a couple of months ago talking about why bisexual women usually date men. So I was like, you know what, let's kind of reverse it, because I've been concerned about this for a while with bisexual men. So I was doing my research on it, but nobody seems to talk about it a lot. I did come up with 4 reasons as to why I personally feel like bisexual men tend to lean more over to men versus women. This comes from my ex-boyfriends. All of my boyfriends that I ever dated, they were all bisexual. So whenever we had this conversation, these top 4 just seem to always come up, right? So number 1, we have men are easier. That's number 1. We're going to kind of get into that. Number 2, some bisexual men like men more. So like they just genuinely like them more. Number 3, they date women based on circumstances. We're going to touch bases on that as I start to talk more. And the last one, of course, women just simply don't want to date a bisexual man. So those are my 4 reasons as to why I feel like bisexual men lean over more to men than women. Now, to kind of go over men are easier, they are. Like when it comes to dating, when it comes to dating in the gay community, it don't take much to clap cheeks. It just does not take much, y'all. It really doesn't. We have a lot of apps going around. We have a lot of things that you can do, places you can go to meet up with men. So men are they're very accessible and they're very easy. The reason why I'm bringing up hookups in it, because y'all, we grown. Like a lot of us, we do end up hooking up with somebody we're getting to know or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I feel like men are easier. And I also feel like it's less hassle with men. Like you can just get to the point with a dude, y'all compliment each other, have sex, move on to the next person or whatever the case may be. But that's just how I see it, right? Now, number 2, I said some bi men like men more. They do. I feel like for a very long time, I used to genuinely be confused about bisexual, not even bisexual men, but bisexual women as well. Because I always felt like, well, like, is it a possibility you can like one more than the other? Or is it like an equal thing? And after having my conversations with multiple bisexual people, some bisexual men say they like men more. Some bi men just like women more. It just all depends on what you like. A lot of them just go off of energy. So that's that. I want to touch bases on number 3, dating women based on circumstances. Now, I seen a TikTok a while ago, and I'm so mad I never got a chance to save it, but it was this bisexual dude just venting about how he's not where he want to be at financially, so he's not even looking a woman's way when it comes to dating, because he feels as though women are expensive. They are a lot to not only maintain, but just to, I don't know, just to sustain when it comes to dating a woman versus a man. So I was like, that's interesting. I never knew some of y'all were really not even date a woman because you're not where you want to be at financially. Now, at first, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard him say it, I was giving him the side. I was like, what the hell you mean? But after thinking about it, it is true. Women are more expensive. Just going back to number 1, when I was like, men are easier. With women, that shit take time. Like, I know y'all be seeing some people be freaked out over the internet, but that's the internet. In the real world, a lot of these women are not going. No shade. Like, they're not going. They're not easy to like to hunch on. Like, it takes time with women. Like, you got to take them out. You got to pay for this. You got to court them. That's another thing. Courting with men versus women are 2 different things in my personal opinion. That's why I hate when people try to compare the same gender relationships with heterosexual relationships, because this shit just don't add up to me. Like, it's different things in both relationships or whatever. So I feel like courtship plays a huge difference. Well, I'm sorry, it's a big difference when it comes to that. I feel like with the woman, it's just you have to put in the work. Like you have to put in the work or whatever the case may be. So I can definitely understand that. And number 4, of course, women just not wanting to date a bisexual dude. So when it comes to openly bisexual men, the reason why I love them so much is because not only are they open, but they're open about it whoever they decide to date. And this is why I feel like down low men play a major role into this bisexuality talk. Is because when you do try to, keep it real and keep it up front with the woman that you're trying to get to know, and you let them know, hey, I am bisexual, but I really am into you. A lot of women out there that don't care, but it's also a lot of them that do care. So it's just like, in order for me to avoid that, I'm not even going to let you know what I like for real. I'm going to just show it to you in the bedroom or whatever the case may be. So a lot of men just tend to not even let anybody know that they're bisexual. And to me personally, I can understand that. And I've been seeing a lot of men who've been very open about their bisexuality, but they're married to a man, or they're like, you just never see them with the woman. So I felt like asking this question to y'all would be a great conversation to have. I'm so ready to hear y'all feedback on it. Now, I was on Twitter, and I want to get into this tweet that Malik McIntyres had tweeted last year, but basically he kind of touched bases on what I was talking about in terms of, him being a bisexual man and him dating men more than women, right? So he said, I don't think this generation will fully accept that sexuality is a spectrum for both men and women. So a lot of y'all will continue to date bisexual men without knowing. Do I think it's right for closeted bi men to have sex with women without their knowledge? No. However, it's also not fair. Y'all literally don't create a safe space for men to be who they are without judgment. I have feminine traits, so most of the time I say I'm bi, people invalidate me, which then pushes me into more gay spaces where I'm more accepted. Y'all favorite line is, you're bi but haven't dated a woman since high school. Ever wonder why? Look how y'all treat them. Why would I open myself up to judgment and disapproval in the face of same trauma I did growing up? Women are also allowed to have masculine traits without people questioning their sexuality. Perfect example is Krishan. Beautiful girl, but she is very masculine. Yet men are attracted to her, and she's attracted to men, and nobody questions it. All I'm saying is, if you want men to stop lying about who they are, let's stop making it so dangerous for them to live authentically. If you would to prefer to date a man that's heterosexual, that's fine, your preference. But y'all are publicly repulsed by the idea, and that's what keeps them in the closet. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. So Malik, I'm not gonna lie, after reading that tweet, he made a lot of great points. But I feel like it just all goes down to having a double standard. Y'all already know when it comes to being a woman that's either a lesbian or you're bi, whatever the case may be, y'all get a pass most of the time. Now I remember I said this on my channel a while ago, and a lot of lesbians and women who were bisexual were kind of like telling me no, that's not the case. And I still strongly feel like men don't get a pass versus y'all. Like, y'all get a pass on a lot of shit. And I feel like with men, you have to pick whether you're gay or whether you're straight. It's no such thing as a bisexual man. So yeah. I mean, I get his point, but at the same time, nobody's stopping you from dating a woman. And I think he's just probably a bisexual man who prefer men more. So hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I want to react to 2 videos that I found on TikTok. These 2 men, it does correlate with the video. They kind of talk about what I've expressed on why they date men more, right?
I just washed my hair, and while washing my hair, I got to thinking very deeply. As a bisexual male, I just feel like dating is hard, especially as being bisexual, and people would assume like, oh, you're bisexual, you have so many options. Honestly, it's the opposite. I feel like men and women are so different when it comes to dating and like how to go about courting, on either side of the spectrum. Now, let me clarify. I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship. I've always focused on myself, like all through my 20s, but now that I'm in a new chapter, a new decade, I'm 30 years old, I am kind of like putting myself out there more. In a lot of ways, just, into the world, like to make more friends, and even just like putting myself out there romantically. I don't do hookups, never have. I've never believed in that. Like, that's a whole nother video for spiritual reasons. Not judging people that do hook up, that's cool. But side note, if you do hook up, like unpack that and ask yourself why, if you do it like a lot, And after you unpack that, look for solutions. But I digress. But anyways, when it comes to dating, like dating women these days are so intimidating if you don't have your shit together 100%. And I feel like most guys do have our shit together, but social media teaches us that we don't, which is a part of some type of like rat race sick plan. Like not everyone is going to be a millionaire, and a lot of people who are millionaires they wouldn't even tell you what they're doing to be millionaires. I digress. In other words, they're doing some embarrassing shit to, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, obviously, like me, a man, going out with a woman, I pay for everything. No questions asked. Like the 50-50 thing, that's wild. It only applies for once you guys are in a serious relationship. And the 50-50 thing, in my opinion, shouldn't be all the time. But we all hear those stories of like, oh, this woman, she held me down. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm successful. We're both successful. A lot of women wouldn't hold a man down. They kind of want the end result. Why am I getting off topic? Anyways, men dating men. Now that's the thing that's kind of like topsy-turvy for me, because I don't mind splitting the bill. We're both guys, whatever. Traditional dating rules aside, just realistically, we're both guys. Like none of us is playing the boy role or the girl role. We're both men. But not gonna lie, if I know you make more money than me, I'm talking about like a significant amount, and you want me to pay for everything, that's weird. It's giving weird. It's like, so yeah, like we can at least like split the bill, but I ain't paying for everything. I don't care if I did ask you out first. But anyways, I'm on Raya and Hinge. You know, yeah, let's just see.
Okay, so he made a really great point that I kind of touched on but didn't really get into it. So, having your shit together, okay? Dating these women, especially as a bisexual man, you have to have your shit together. You have to have your shit together financially. Like your life just have to, like you just have to have your shit together because you just do. You just do. Now, of course, when you date these women, of course, well, I'm still gonna say it. Fuck it. As an adult, you have to have your shit together. It don't matter if it's a dude or if it's a woman. You have to have it together. But I feel like, as a man that's dating a woman, you're right. You do have to pay for everything. And me personally, I don't believe in that 50-50 shit. I feel like no woman should have to contribute. I feel like she should contribute in different ways. But in terms of having to go out there and work hard like you, that should be optional for her to do. Although I'm an advocate for having your own. So like don't depend on a man for anything. But when it comes to you having a boyfriend or a husband, whatever the case may be, I don't support the 50-50 shit. I just don't. Me personally, I feel like men should be the providers for a woman, but that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, that's another thing I just said, y'all. Like bisexual dudes would not date a woman if he's not where he's at financially and due to his, financial circumstances. So he literally kind of proved my point on one of my reasons as to why I feel that way. It was kind of shocking to hear him say it because, like I said, I heard a bisexual dude say it verbatim, like I said it, but I could not find his TikTok. So yeah, but other than that, he made some really good points. It is a big difference with you dating a man or whatever versus you doing some, versus you dating a woman in terms of being bisexual. So yeah, let me know how y'all feel about that, about his point of view, and if you are bisexual, would y'all agree that you should go 50-50 with your girlfriend? Let me know.
So I get asked this question nearly every day, so I'm gonna break it down for y'all once and for all. Men, women, who do I prefer? So let me start off by saying, as a bisexual, I find femininity and masculinity both extremely hot. Being bisexual means you're attracted to more than one gender. So honestly, in the gender spectrum, I'm finding everything pretty hot, I can't lie. So here's the thing, women are a lot more emotionally available than men, which in my experience means dating women is easier. I feel more emotionally supported, and generally speaking, it's just more of like a smoother ride. Now, men be trash. Men will ghost you. Men will let you bust it open and never speak to you again. But there is something so hot and sexy about sleeping with a guy. It's that animalistic, raw, passionate, like, come here kind of. So that's amazing. That's what I love about men. I also think that as a man myself, I know how to, and the guy knows how to. So it's kind of easier in that sense. I think women that are sexually liberated can also get down, but I think there's a social stigma whereby some women are kind of scared, especially straight women, like scared to kind of go there and touch me in the ways that I want to be touched. Now, let me talk about dating a fellow queer person. And this is, bisexual women, gender non-conforming people, anyone that's queer basically is so fucking hot. And they get it. They get the struggle. And I think being seen is the most rewarding thing, which basically means that I'm not as interested in dating straight women, if I'm being honest. So to summarize, dating femme people, I think is easier. I feel they are more emotionally available. Getting down and dirty can be really, really hot. But with men, I think there's an element of ease. I think it's more kind of sexy, raw, passionate vibes a lot of the time. But it's hard because men will literally ghost you. And I've never even had a boyfriend, which says a lot. I do also think that hetero norms play a major role in this. For example, if I'm walking down the street with a woman, there's an internal biphobic part of me that's like, oh, I'm being straight now, which isn't very good. But the winners are the queer people. I think dating queer, I feel more seen and visible. So there you go.
Okay, that's interesting. It was really interesting to hear from a bisexual man, just kind of like telling us what he prefer in terms of like when it comes to straight women or queer people and men, of course. Uh, if you are bisexual, can y'all kind of like elaborate on your preference and would you even date a straight woman? Yeah, that about wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Those were my 4 reasons. If you feel like there's more reasons, please feel free to do everything. Leave your comments and thoughts down below. But I love you guys so much and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.